Another cube draft. Might just take Emrakul. There's a bunch of ways you can abuse it. You can like sneak attack through the breach. There's also Shallow Grave. Sometimes you can have like a Sheldog Isle. There's also Channel. So there's a bunch of ways you can abuse it. I mean, it's probably not the best card in the pack. You can take Fractured Identity, Force of Negation, Skyclave Apparition is safer picks, but I think Emrakul is the most, has the highest upside, and it's pretty nice to take a card that gives you a clear direction, whereas a card like Force of Negation makes it less clear what kind of deck you're gonna play. Okay, nothing here that's fantastic. Sometimes you can take Enlightened Tutor if you're gonna get sneak attack, but kind of hard to make that work. Might just take Seasoned Pyromancer. There is the possibility of playing this card in a Sneak through the Breach deck. It's not a bad card at all. It's a 2/2 for free that digs you towards the cards. And it also kind of works with Shallow Grave if you have 5 mana. You can also be like some sort of black-red Reanimator type deck. Maybe Will Badlands, and then you can have Corpse Dance. You can also, you can't like reanimate or exhume Emrakul, but you can still play it and have that as a backup plan. So it could be like a red-black Reanimator type thing. And if that's the case, then Lion's Eye Diamond can be pretty good in that kind of deck. You can, as long as you order the cards correctly, you can Shallow Grave with Lion's Eye Diamond on the stack, and then you Lion's Eye with Emrakul. You can also play like Unburial Rites, though that doesn't work with Emrakul. Other option is to take like the Ready, and but I can maybe wield that card, whereas I think Lion's Eye Diamond might be a little harder. So let's take Lion's Eye Diamond, and there are a couple of things you can do also with Lion's Eye Diamond. You can even cost, if you got a Griselbrand in your hand, you can crack Lion's Eye Diamond, and then in response crack your hand, you cast Exhume, put it on the stack, and then you Lion's Eye Diamond in response, putting into play Griselbrand or Archon. It doesn't work with Emrakul. Here it's between Penta, Prism, or Urborg. Penta Prism would make me go to more like a combo style deck, whereas Urborg is like a mana fixer. I don't think there is too many combos with all lands being swamps, but it's a nice card to have in a deck that's maybe having a hard time casting its spells. Right, Penta Prism is more like a ramp card, which would make me kind of go into like a storm deck, maybe open up the door for Tinker. I'm gonna take Urborg. It's just nice mana fixer. In black-red, you can have a hard time fitting it all together. Now let's Collective Brutality, another card that's pretty good in a Reanimator style deck. You can take your opponent's Disruption and dump a card. And again, Shallow Grave for 4 mana with Emrakul. I think that's a better way to do it than Bomat Courier. And Rona is great, but I'm not even sure I'm blue. I could just be black-red, which I haven't been. Alright, here are some good cards, but they're not in black or red. There is Palace Jailer and Narset. I could take Narset here and go back into blue-red. Then I can play Narset as a way to dig up through the breach or Emrakul. Maybe I abandon some of my color because I don't think I'm going to be able to play like Seasoned Pyromancer, Narset, and black cards. Not right now, anyway. Let's just take Narset, and that's opened up the door for draw 7s. Lurrus. That is a way to enable Lion's Eye Diamond, I guess. Suspicious Stow is a way to get some cards to work. It doesn't work with Emrakul though, because you can't attack with it if you Shallow Grave it. I think it's between Lurrus and Suspicious Stow. The Suspicious Stow is just to enable my reanimate stuff. I'm gonna take Suspicious Stow. I don't think Lurrus is that good because it only works with Lion's Eye right now. Alright, so now there's Blightsteel. I might just take it. It can also be like a backup Emrakul. It's a little less good because if you can't kill your opponent with Infect, it might not do anything, but it also opens up the door for maybe like a Tinker, and it's nothing good else here anyway. All these cards wheeled. Didn't expect that. I think I take Force of Negation. It's a little annoying that it doesn't work during your turn to pitch, but you can protect yourself pretty good with that card. And it looking like blue might be more of a color here. I'm going to take Inferno Titan. That's a good card to either reanimate or like sneak attack. And ready wheels. We might just be blue-red here and not play the Collective Brutality. I don't think it's good to main deck. I don't have that many creatures, but I think Deep Forest Hermit is not even that good of a reanimate. So we might be cutting the black, but that's okay. Lur's Wheel. Wow. Okay. Well, not going to companion it, but we'll see. We're not sold on what colors we are in right now. Emrakul doesn't do anything, but I'm pretty optimistic I'm going to find something to do with it. Oh, Soldering. That is a good card. Hopefully I can wheel reanimate. I'm not sure what's going to happen though, but there's Tinker I could also wheel. I don't think I'm going to wheel it, but someone took 10 risk, by the way, so someone might take Yogurt's wheel. There's also Hume Natural Order. There are some possibilities to reanimate wheels, but it's pretty tenuous though. Alright, so there's Bitter Reunion to be another way to dump cards. Otherwise, like, there isn't much, like a Thundering Titan, but I already have good targets put into place, I don't need that. Yana is only good if I'm on the reanimate plan, it's not good with sneak attack. So let's just take Bitter Reunion. If I will Tinker, you can also like Tinker and give Blightsteel haste sometimes. Okay. Might just take Jace. I did get Soldering, so it's a pretty good card to cast. It's better than Ursa, I think. Mox Diamond is it's okay, but I think it's looking like a blue-red value deck. That could be my backup plan if I don't get there. Just play some creatures and planeswalkers. I have Narset, Pyromancer, Stowaway. And we'll see. Oh, there's Shallow Grave. Okay, but there's also Fable. Oh man. So the problem is Shallow Grave is good, but it's like Fable is just such a good card. I could just abandon. And Fable is just so good, also dumps cards in my grave. I can wheel Shallow Grave, right? I can't just resist taking this card. This is just pretty good mid-range deck right now. Oh, Through the Breach. Okay, so never mind. Everything is just fine now. Through the Breach. I think it's not inconceivable to Through the Breach Inferno Titan for insane value. You can you deal 3 when it comes into play, then you attack, deal another 3, and it attacks for 6 plus any random red sources you have left over. Black Faden, very nice. So, and I prefer Inferno over Blightsteel because Blightsteel doesn't always kill your opponent, but Inferno is also a card you can hardcast with the help of like Soldering. Right now, I don't think Lions or Diamond is gonna make it. I don't see what it does. It doesn't work with Through the Breach. Yeah, take Blood Crypt. It's a hard card that can help me splash some black cards. Although I don't think I want to splash Collective Brutality, but I would splash Shallow Grave, I think. Here, take Vendilion Click. Having a little too many free drops right now. That's okay. So this is the wheel pack. Do I wheel Tinker or What was the other card? No, I did not. I did will Fateless Looting though, and I can see Fateless. Oh, Reanimate. Okay, so I did not will Reanimate or Tinker. It's not surprising, but I think Fateless Looting could be a card I could play. Also, I do have the Deck Fade and Narset combo. You can target your opponent, and your opponent basically mind rots. So that's a thing. But I have 4 Planeswalkers. Right now, the red is not at its best because it does not work with any of my cards. It doesn't even work with Blightsteel because Blightsteel is a replacement effect. So you can't even Shallow Grave Blightsteel, by the way. I'd take Yawn, I guess. Yeah, I stand by this pick. I just think Fable is just such a good card. Worldspine Wurm, that's a card you can maybe through the breach. Attack for 15 and then get 3 5/5s. If I get sneak attack also, I'm probably going to play it. Right now, I just prefer Emerald. Ooh, Shallow Grave. Yeah, I got so many neighbors for that card. It should be good. And Shield Breaker. I'm not going to get bad lands, but I could get some fetch lands. So I think Worldspine Wurm is generally better than Blightsteel. They both basically win you the game if you get to attack with them. But Blightsteel less so, because your opponent only needs a 2/2 and then only takes 9 infect. And then you're kind of stuck because dealing your opponent 9 infect is not particularly good. Alright, so here is Demonic Tutor. Fantastic card, almost worth splashing, but let's see what else. There's Steam Vents for fixing. Frantic Search to enable my things. So Demonic Tutor is not a card I'm super high on splashing. While it is a very powerful card, if you're not able to cast Demonic Tutor in the right time frame, it's way less good. So I think I'm going to take Steam Vents over Demonic Tutor. It means that any fetch land turns into a tri land. So Demonic Tutor is fantastic, but less good when you're splashing. Okay. Not great here. There's Mystic Confluence, Imperial Recruiter. I think we're just gonna take Miscalc as a interaction card. I think I like it more than one of these expensive cards. Miscalc is just a solid card. That's almost never a dead card. You can cycle it away. And this deck doesn't have that much interaction. It's also not a blue card for force negation. Yeah, like some fixing here. I think Shallow Grave is just very good at being enabled in this deck. I have Bitter Reunion, Fable, the second chapter, Black Faden, Suspicious Stowaway, although again that's a little awkward. Let's see here, Worldspine, how is it worded? So it works with Shallow Grave. Good to know. Here, I think the card I want is Chandra. Bone Charge is a good enabler, but I don't really need it. Just a Creeping Tarpit, I suppose. How much does this deck need Chandra? I already got Jace. They're ready. I think it's more important to be able to cast my spells than a good planeswalker. Still, I'm gonna take the Fixer. I just think Shallow Grave is great here. So Shallow Grave you don't get the worms from Worldspine Wurm. It's unfortunate with Shallow Grave because it gets exiled. But you do get them with Through Breach. And attacking for 15 is a lot. So I'm still not sold on this Worldspine. I only need Sneak Attack or a Corpse Dance for me to be more interested in it. Okay. Bunch of cards. None of them was good for me. Mystic Master, what does that do? Doesn't do much. It's a second copy of Through the Breach if it gets countered. Guess it's another copy of Shallow Grave. Not gonna play Shore or Berge, I don't think. Let's just take Mastery and who knows. Maybe I pick up like an Ultimatum. But right now I don't think it's good enough. You want to cast something broken with it. And with all my rummaging, also I see some Pyromancer. I think I could realistically just play like a Cruel Ultimatum and Optimistic Master it, because I got so many ways to get rid of it. So I think Worldspine Wurm makes it. Okay. I might just take Wooded Foothills over Vista here, because yes, Ulamog is nice with Through the Breach and Shallow Grave, but it doesn't always kill your opponent, and it's a little bit like Blightsteel. And if you don't end up killing your opponent, I don't think it does much. Flash is nice with Worldspine Wurm, but I'm probably gonna wheel it. It's not good with Emrakul. Doesn't give haste. Maybe I can play Flash with Bitter Reunion, but I can probably wheel Flash. Wooded Foothills is perfect, though it just is a tricolor there. Okay, we have a Recurring Nightmare, but doesn't work with Emrakul or Worldspine Wurm. I think Dark Slick Shores is nice, and now I don't need that much more fixing. So it's Ledger Shredder, another enable. I don't need Mana Confluence here. Also Dig Through Time. And I think Dig Through Time might just be better in this deck. I have a lot of rummaging, so I think Dig Through Time is going to be good. And Emery, but it's basically a Sol Ring, or like an Ophiomancer. Can't Companion Serda because I have Emrakul, and Emrakul doesn't have an activated ability. How strange that sounds. Alright, take Emery, I guess. And Hero Recruiter, probably not good enough. And Otavara or Cryptic. I think I can play Cryptic. My mana is pretty good. Alright, so what are we looking at here? We have 27 playables with 5 lands. This Lion's Diamond works with Shallow Grave sometimes, but other than that, it does very little. Okay, I might try Flash. Flash works with Emrakul if you get Bitter Reunion. It also works with Worldspine Wurm because you get free 5/5s. So I might just try Flash here. Flash, Flash, But yeah, it's a combo with Worldspine. You get free 5/5s. That's probably good enough. And it could be a combo with Inferno Titan if you just want to deal free. Not that that's great. It's a combo with Emrakul if I got Bitter Reunion. So that's could be enough. I probably want to cut Lion's Eye though. Lion's Eye is the only card that's good with this Shallow Grave. And Mystics Master is not good. Oh wait, Flash doesn't work with Emrakul, right? Yeah, it doesn't do anything with Emrakul, so it's only good with Worldspine then. Nice hand here. I have 5 Emrakul or Worldspine Wurm if the situation demands it. I have Miscalc for interaction. And I have a Tri-land. I'm probably going to fetch a Blood Crypt. But it could also be a Steam Vents if I want to cast some of my double blue cards. But we shall see. Blue has cannon spells, so that's a thing to consider. Okay, so I'm probably just gonna fetch another blue then. One play I can do is on turn 4 I can like bounce an untapped land, draw a card, and that way mess with my opponent's cannon spell. I could also not fetch here to like wait for what kind of lands I want to get. Possible my I think I'm actually not gonna fetch here. I don't care about my life total probably in this matchup. And this delaying my fetch land means I get more information over what I want to get. Okay, so now I can just fetch Steam Vents. Because now I have black men. See if my opponent casts something large here. Okay, well I could have miscalculated that to tap mono if I don't think it's worth it though. Alright guys, I fetch now. For a Steam Vents. So now I have Cryptic. We might be playing against Storm here though. Okay, so end of turn I can actually flash in a Worldspine. But I don't need to do it now. Yeah, this looks like a Storm deck. Sure. Alright, so do I get 3 5/5s here? Flash. Ah. Also, if my opponent is on the brain freeze plan, it's gonna get harder if I ever get Emrakul to be shuffled in. Right now I can't do it, but if Emrakul is in my deck, it's gonna be very hard for my opponent to kill me with brain freeze. Now I also have Cryptic Command. It's looking pretty good. It's on a 1-turn clock, and I have Cryptic. There is no way for me to currently get Emrakul in my graveyard though. Worldspine is some amount of protection from brain freeze, but it's usually not enough because it's getting one at a time. And it doesn't shuffle, because it doesn't shuffle your entire graveyard is the thing. But sometimes you can like be lucky and hit enough Worldspine Wurms off the brain freeze. Okay, so I'm playing against Storm, which is pretty good because I'm almost like pre-side, but I don't have that many dead cards against Storm. I mean, even Shieldbreaker is good. It takes a Grim Monolith. I suppose like Infernal isn't great, but it still deals some amount of damage. I think just good here. I almost don't want to draw Emrakul because of if my opponent's on the brain freeze plan. Here I'm gonna mulligan, of course, though. Oh, the Sol Ring. So what do I get rid of? I'm definitely not gonna get rid of Sol Ring Mountain or Recruiter. But it might just be Flash. I don't have anything, and it's only good with one card. Yeah, okay, so let's put Flash on the bottom. You can't Imperial Recruiter for a Worldspine. It could have also been Stowaway, but Oh, that's pretty good with stove. And it's sort of very cruder for. Sure. Don't want to force negation cards like that. Almost never. You want to save Imperial force negation for the absolute most important stuff. So if my opponent had like a artifact removal for Soul, that would have been a different thing. Alright, so I don't have choice. Let's see what I get here. Something I can cast would be good. Oh, I only have one target. Okay, because I've drawn Pyromancer's Stove. Okay, sure. A little awkward, but so nice, very nice. Okay, so let's see here. Let's attack first. And I think I should just play Deck Fade. Because it just seems like more value than Stowaway. It helps me get cards in my graveyard for like a dig for time, maybe. And also now I can probably pitch Shield Breaker because I have a deck fader to steal artifacts. So I think I will discard Shield Breaker and I think actually Pyromancer. It still has value in the graveyard. And Inferno Titan I'm very close to just casting and closing out the game. And I want to keep Dig for when I draw second blue. And I want to keep Stowaway to pitch to Force of Negation. And my opponent's not doing anything. I could flash back the Pyromancer at some point. But for now, let's do this. Flash could be like an Arc Lightning. Because I'm gonna discard Mountain and Island here. Because I can find lands off Deck Fade next turn. So I could also cast Dig through time, end of turn. That seems better than casting a random Stowaway. So I can also keep Stowaway for Force and Engage. My opponent's just not doing anything either, so seems like Dig through time is a good play here. Trying to find like a Worldspine Wurm. If I want counters this, I'm probably not even gonna bother to force. I don't need this Dig for time to win. Alright, so I think I'm gonna go ahead and get Jace and probably Shallow Grave. Okay, so I think I should probably try and win here. So let's discard Emrakul and I think we're ready. Shallow Grave. I unfortunately don't have Force Negation here, but because I don't have double blue and I can't pitch anything. This is a sign of desperation for sure. Doesn't matter, my opponent has something. Maybe my opponent has Pestermite. play another one, huh? Sure. A little slow to get going, but probably rummage away the cryptic and have a lot of ways to dig towards some of my payoffs for through the bridge. But it's not great to not do anything in the first 2 turns, but I'm on the play, so that helps a little bit. Fateless living. Interesting. Could this be like the fabled black-red reanimator deck I've been trying to draft a lot of times, but never really got it. Could also be blue-red artifacts, or could just be playing looting for value. Some people do that. Oh, could this... Wow. Red-green. Maybe lands. Flash. I can rummage away 2 cards with Pyromancer. That doesn't seem very good though. Okay. So I think I'm gonna lead with Fable. It just is the best to play that early to get the maybe like the treasure with the Goblin. And Pyromancer I can still play later. You know how it is with Fable. You want to get the Goblin down early so you can maybe clear attacks before you want to place a big creature. So you don't have to suicide the Goblin, even though that's a thing you can do. So I'm looking for Worldspine, Wurm, or Emrakul here. Worldspine I can put in with Flash, and Emrakul, of course, I can just put in with Through the Breach. Okay. So I think I'm gonna ditch Stowaway and Cryptic. Because I'm so far away from casting Cryptic. Although not that far away, but all right, let's see here. So start playing the Pyromancer here, and I'm gonna ditch my lands because the Goblin makes treasures anyway. Oh, there we go. So I think I'm just gonna shield breaker that the mana here. Slow my opponent down. And one thing I could consider is waiting for Flash Worldspine so that I can copy it with the Kiki. It is a little greedy though, but we shall see what my opponent is doing here. Okay. I can kill my Goblin token maybe and get 2/1/1s. Yeah, pretty good play. So now I am a little stuck on lands, but oh, there we go. Okay. So let's see here. There's no reason to flash now. I can do it end of turn. Let's attack Recency and kind of force the trade. I don't think my opponent wants to lose Grist here, but who knows. And it's not like fabling Season Pyraments is that insane of a play. It's good, but it's not. So now my plan is just to flash in a Worldspine, make 3 5/5s, and then I can copy one of the 5/5s, and that's 20 trample damage. Wurm Catacombs and makes a 1/1. It's hard for a Jan deck to do anything about this. Oh, I definitely don't want to put in Worldspine response. My opponent gets a fave here, but that's okay. It's summoning sick anyway. Alright, so end of turn, we're gonna flash. Could have also through the breached it, I suppose, but It's Kiki a no fatal push. Okay. Should be game then. 20 minus 3 is 17. Nice. Flash getting there. So John value with some Oracle Fateless Looting. I don't see what I should put in. So alright, sweet. Turn to Gaze the Mindscope. That should be good. Let's play around Wasteland, I guess. And even if my opponent has like a Thoughtseize, I get to play Narset. Alright, I don't think my opponent's gonna afford to Wasteland here. So I think I'm going to +2 because play around a Bolt. And Fate Sealing here is almost as good as Brain. It's not as good, but getting rid of a land here is almost like drawing a card. And now I can't get bolted. Bad thing is if my opponent has a Murderous Rider, but so be it. There are more common to play like bolts and chain lightnings, you know. A card like Murderous Rider, it's not everyone plays that card. And I still got some value. I got to get rid of a dead land here. But next turn I'm going to brainstorm if my opponent does nothing, of course. And I can even use Narset to shuffle some lands away by the -2. Alright, I mean... Yeah, now I think I brainstorm because my opponent doesn't have Bolt or Chain Lightning. And it's pretty good to shuffle away lands with Narset. Alright, so put Steam Vents and Mountain. And yeah, Narset is good here. Get rid of those lands. Even if I don't hit, it's still good. No, I did hit. Okay. And probably cycle Miscalc here. Because I'm not going to be able to hold it up. This is turn 3 and I have all this in play. Brotherhood's End would be good here. Deal 3 to all planes. That's not as good. It's still fine, kills Narset, but I'm gonna brainstorm here. Ooh, that's good. So, but first let's brainstorm. Could even hit Emrakul here. Okay. Back to lands, and then I'm probably just gonna do the breach Worldspine. My opponent, I think, because okay. Deck is the list. Yeah, this is fine. Up through the breach Worldspine and okay. Well, question is what my opponent take. There's argument for taking every single of my 4 cards. Depends on what my opponent has, of course, but I can see an argument for taking any of these 4 cards. Because if you take Worldspine through the breach, doesn't do anything. If you take through the breach, Worldspine doesn't do anything. But my opponent doesn't know if I don't what I have. My opponent took Gaze. It's a pretty safe pick. Okay, my opponent could be a control deck here. This could be tough. Got a Reunion though. Get rid of Mountain. And I don't think my life total matters that much. I'd rather have a blood crypt for black mana and Shallow Grave. So right now Shallow Grave doesn't do anything. Want some sort of Esper aggro deck. Okay, so Narset got a lot worse. But I could still play it to like Fog plus get something. Maybe I get like a Fateless Looting and then I have Shallow Grave for Worldspine. So yeah, I think I play Narset here. It's probably gonna die, but it's actually going to die if my opponent wants to. Alright, Sol Ring is not terrible. It actually gives me Through the Breach next turn. And my opponent knows it, so concede. Okay, this is a speedy draft. Okay, so Esper aggro question mark. Could play Snap, just have some more interaction against. Pretty good against Adeline, and it's sort of like a free spell. Let's see here. What could I take out? Force negation may not be at its best in this matchup, so it's probably fine. The red is kind of weak. Yeah, let's take out the red and put in Snap. I kind of like to have some creature interaction. The red is about at its worst in this matchup. Also. Alright, I'm gonna mulligan. I'm gonna mulligan. Alright, this is better. I think I put Dig Through Time on the bottom. Could have been Narset as well, but Dig Through Time is just such a long way off. And maybe I can overload my opponent on the Planeswalker side. Opponent has the Esper mana fixer here. So I don't need Steamens or Blood Crypt, so I'm just gonna play Darkslick Shores and delay my fetch land, but I don't need to fetch like a tapped land. Because I have triple blue, I have red. And it's not like a Steamens or Blood Crypt gives me double red. So let's just shield Bitter Blossom. And a Mox. Okay, I can maybe deck Fade on the Mox, but then my deck Fader might die. Okay, now let's play the Wolf Footies. Bitter Blossom is pretty good against Planeswalkers. But we shall see what happens. Let's go ahead and get a Stevens here. So next time, what do? It's Narset or deck Fade. Deck Faden can steal the Mox, but then my opponent kills deck Faden. I think Narset might just be a better card. It's gonna survive for some activations. Cryptic or Flash? I think I like Cryptic here. Flash has potential, but yeah, that Bitter Blossom, huh? Adeline would be good here for my opponent. Okay, so what do I do now? Okay, Force Negation. I think I should just play Jace. Opponent didn't have a counterspell last turn. And I think I can Brainstorm. My opponent can only attack it for 2. Then I can maybe plus it. Oh, Snap could be great here. So let's put back Island and Cryptic. Because I want to protect Cryptic from a Thoughtseize. Oh, that's pretty good. So now my Jace is probably dead. Let's see, some Pyromancer might do some things here. So Snap can deal with containment priests, maybe. But my planeswalkers are under assault here. Yeah, my planeswalker's not long for this world. The thing is, a season permanence might make some 1/1s here. There it is. Not sure what I do here. I think I go Blood Crypt, pay 2. I might just get rid of Soldering, as strange as that sounds, because I want to get. I don't really need the mana that bad, and I get rid of Force Engagement. No one also knows about it, and I don't really can't really afford pitching card here. This gives me 2 1/1s, which could be important. All right. So oh, that's bad for me. All right, we're done. Okay, that was bad. So there's Emrakul, but my opponent also had Containment Priest. All right, let's see here. So I want to definitely keep Force Negation. All right, let's keep it. And yeah, this hand has potential for sure. I'm gonna lead with Fateless and dig towards some stuff. Okay, so I get rid of Blood Crypt and Through the Breach, because I don't need Through the Breach with this hand, because if I draw Emrakul or Worldspine, I can Shallow Grave them into play with the help of Fable. Yeah, I'm just gonna play that because it's a V-click and soldering. Okay. So I'm a little worried about a counter spell here, but it could also be as like a Containment Priest. I think I go ahead and get Steam Vents so I can have like double red and Cryptic. So I think I'm just gonna pass and end step V-click my opponent. Because I don't want to get. Seems better against a counter spell. Started drilling upstairs. Okay, reprieve, sure. Bad. It's like fade, and that could be good. But for now, I think I go soldering into Fable. I think it's worth it to give it haste. Because Shallow Grave already gives the creature haste. And I'm keeping my land to get rid of with Fable. Okay, a Mox. I could steal it with like Faden if it's good. My opponent has a Celestial Colony. I could also steal Esper Sentinel. Fading is working overtime here. Alright, let's see here. So Fable goes to second chapter. I did not get there on the Shallow Grave for now, but the story does not end here. Gonna get rid of 2 lands. Inferno Titan. I could cast it, but it seems a little risky. Let's start by attacking. Because we're gonna do that no matter what. Oh, the Wandering Emperor. Sure. You just cast Inferno Titan post combat, and unless my opponent has Force of Will, it clears up everything. Oh yeah, you can do that. Sure. So I can cast Dark Faden and steal Esper Sentinel. I can cast Inferno Titan. If I cast Dark Faden, I can also click. But Inferno Titan does not do that much except kill Esper Sentinel. Yeah, let's just cast Dark Faden. And now you can have a card because that. And then I think I'm just gonna V-click. So I don't have to use an extra treasure. It makes me look at the less card, but it Adeline, Fatal plus Spectral Possession, Treachery. Kind of have to take Treachery here, don't I? Yeah. I think so. Treachery is just the most busted card here. Stealing a thing and untap 4 lands. And if I want finds a land, play planes over a swamp, so I know all my cards except 1. Also, the Esper Sentinel taxes my opponent as well. Alright, so my opponent's hand is Swamp, Adeline, Fatal Push, and an unknown card. Paid. Can now Fatal Push the Esper Sentinel, I guess. If you want to. You already paid a tax, so it seems like a good play, but why no Fatal Push, huh? That is interesting. Let's start by plussing Dark Faden. So I could put Inferno Titan in my graveyard and then Shallow Grave it, and I can still cast Jace. That seems like a good play. Give up some of my biggest dream with Shallow Grave, but that's okay. This just seems like insane. Alright, there we go. We got there. This was a sweet draft, and thank you for watching.